The funding for this video is provided by the amazing members of my Patreon. Also contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Yeah, I started from PBS Kids. What you gonna do? Fight me? Anyway, roll the video. Yeah, you saw that title. Disney getting dragged, but you are getting dragged too, because y'all failed this movie very poorly, and I'm just disgusted. I'm just disgusted by it, and I want to sit here and talk about it. For you, those of you guys who do not know, it was the day of August 13th, 2021, and that was the day that Spin on Disney Channel premiered, and we all know that The Descendants Royal Wedding is what premiered after that. Because I have a web series called The Progenies. It's basically a Descendants fan series, like not trying to self-promote or anything, but the link is down below. I basically wanted to crash The Descendants Royal Wedding and have my web series premiere the same day of The Descendants Royal Wedding before. So, come to find out, a few of my followers hit me up and they were like, hey, are you familiar with this Disney movie called Spin? It's gonna be about an Indian girl. And I was like, oh, a Disney movie about an Indian girl? I had no idea this was made. And they were like, yeah, I'm gonna send you the trailer. I really think you should check it out. But also, I think that you should, you know, promote it. I think you should talk about it, because it also is coming out the same day as The Descendants Royal Wedding. So I literally went out of my way to make sure that when I talked about The Progenies and my show, mainly because I was like, I want to have this shit promoted the same day as The Descendants Royal Wedding, because I low-key just wanted to take the attention away from Bertha. But I was also like, hey, I really think that we should watch Spin that comes on, because I made sure I put The Progenies before Spin, because I didn't want to take away the attention of the movie, it being on at the same time, like, you know, YouTube premieres being everything. So we had the premiere, that went fine, and then it came to Spin time. It comes time to watch the movie. Let me tell you, this movie is beautiful, visually stunning. I love it. But I noticed as I was watching this movie, and then I also was live tweeting it, I was also live blogging it on Tumblr or whatnot, and then I even made sure to log it on my Letterboxd account. Mind you, this entire time I'm talking about the film, I am live tweeting it. I kid you not, it was only probably like me and 30 other motherfuckers talking about that movie on Twitter. I'm not even joking. And then after that, I did not hear much of anything about this film. I didn't hear nobody talking about it. I didn't see no reviews. I didn't see much of anything. As I am a person of color that tends to, you know, fight for better representation when it comes to Black people within our media, I also think it's important to, you know, talk about these aspects that affect other people of color just as well. Because I recently had gotten some backlash for a comment that I have made before, and I had said something along the lines of talking about Heather from Total Drama Island. And as we know, Heather is Asian. She is, go look it up. Heather is Asian, and I was speaking about how she was a bit racist and nasty and very much anti-Black towards the Black girl on the series named Lashana. And people were saying along the lines of Heather cannot be racist because she is a person of color like Lashana is too. And I just want to let you guys know that just because you are a part of a marginalized group does not mean that you get to treat other people a part of marginalized groups bad just as well. Because I noticed that is a lot of what this anti-Semitic shit that y'all have been spewing doing, talking about, oh, they don't like y'all anyway. I don't understand why you find an issue with someone saying this. No, like, two wrongs don't make a right. And somebody had got mad at me because I had even said something about how I have seen black people be racist towards Indian people. Literally went to school with them. They disrespected the fuck out of our Indian teacher, paid that man no respect. I have so many stories about how awful my classmates treated that man. And he wasn't the only Indian South Asian teacher that we had at our school. Because I knew for sure he was Indian, but I wasn't sure about the other South Asian teachers either. So we're just going to refer to them as South Asian. And a lot of people would literally, they make fun of their accents. They be talking about you not smart, making fun of their accents and all of that shit. They would literally be sneaking onto their computers and changing people's grades. They literally would be screaming at them, yelling at them, being like, I don't know what the hell you're saying. Black people can be very much racist to non-black people of color. Just because you are a part of a marginalized group does not mean that you can treat other people of color nasty. You cannot treat other people of color the way white people treat us. Like, no. Absolutely fucking not. And what blows me out the most about this is that, like, people think, oh, well, it doesn't matter, they don't like us anyway, because as we know, the world is very much anti-black. A lot of people within Asian communities do not like black people. Are we surprised? No. But also, those who do no wrong, those who are not at fault, they don't deserve you being nasty towards them. And also, if an Asian person is being racist towards you, don't be racist back towards them either. Like I said, nothing gets resolved, nothing gets finished. So that is part of the reason why I thought it was important for me to watch this movie, because I'm like, yeah, I show up and show out all the time when it comes to the black media that Disney puts out, but also we don't really get much content that is not offensive when it comes to South Asian representation with the Disney company. We have Baljeet and we have Robbie from... Baljeet is from Phineas and Ferb and Robbie is from Jessie, and both of those characters have issues, and one of the problems is that Disney wrote the same character twice. And a lot of that just felt very ignorant on their part, them not really hiring people of South Asian backgrounds and of descent and whatever to help out with the series. So that is why it came off very much distasteful. So that's why when we had Spin, and it actually was created by a South Asian team, there was a lot of them heavily involved with the development of the project. That is part of the reason why I was so happy to see about it, because Disney finally put their money where their mouth is. If I'm going to see a story about a South Asian person, I want them to be working behind the scenes of that project. Hi everyone, the captain here. I just wanted to get on here real quick and tell you guys thank you so much for your support. I have gotten so much fan art from you guys, and I've met plenty of y'all in person at the conventions that I have been at. And also, thank you guys so much for coming to the panels that I host. It means so much to me. You guys are so great. I appreciate every little last bit of support you guys give me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can say thank you 100 times, but I truly do mean it. Thank you. Now, I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions when it comes to Mindy Kaling's work, and I'm not gonna sit here and just shit on Mindy Kaling the whole time. Her work does have problems, and I completely understand them. But when it comes to South Asian representation over here in Western media, so much of it has her involvement with it, and because of that, that's why so many people don't want to watch her stuff, because people were pointing out how Mindy Kaling's work has an issue with anti-Semitism, and then people also were talking about how they don't really like how when it comes to Mindy Kaling's work, the love interests within the stories are usually white, or just not, they're not South Asian either. A lot of people have problems when it comes to the way Mindy chooses to portray her South Asian characters and her heritage within her productions. And this most definitely wouldn't really be an issue, I'd say, because there's a lot of black led and black created series out here made by black people, but then a lot of these shits are just things that I don't want to touch. I will take 50 Cent and Power, for example. I can't stand that show. But there's other range of black content for me to choose from that I can go and watch. When it comes to South Asian representation with Western media, there's not really much to choose from, and so much of what is to choose from, South Asian people online have spoken up about how it's not that great and they wish they had something else. So it's just kind of frustrating, because you see when it comes to, like, you know, tokenism within Hollywood, and they would only pick 1 or 2 or 3 people of color to lead things and work on things and whatnot. Because I remember people were talking about how Oprah is like a token black person. She is when it comes to the entertainment industry. Kenya Barris is too. Lena Waithe 3 is another one. I completely understand when people are talking about tokenism within this industry, and that is the case with Mindy Kaling. Like, there's a lot of South Asian actors out here, but when people want to think of them, they constantly just think of Mindy, because she is one of the ones that is like most successful. The other ones, you may know about them in passing, but Mindy Kaling is the one a lot of people tend to know by name. With that being said, a lot of people have very much feelings when it comes to Never Have I Ever, which is a series about a teenage girl who comes of age. And for those of you guys who do not care about Mindy Kaling's work, because I understand completely, there's a lot of issues when it comes to writing. I get it. Spin was right there. Spin literally was right there. Everything that y'all don't want in Mindy Kaling's work, it was in Spin. Hey, it ain't me here. Okay, I do want to make a note, because I know somebody might have said something about this, but the love interest in Spin was white. And I remember I went off about it too when I thought that the love interest was white, because y'all know Mindy Kaling love having to have white love interest for her South Asian leads. But in Spin, unlike Mindy Kaling, with her work, in the film, the white boy did her dirty, and she like left him and cut him off and like stopped fucking with him. Oh, Mr. Kaling don't do that shit. The white dude treated her horrible, and she keep running back to his ass. That's what I mean when I say, like, this movie did a lot of like things that is avoided with her work. And her not taking that horrible ass white man back, or just continuing to let her treat her like shit, is a contribution. You had a girl of South Asian descent. She is specifically Indian here, like Mindy Kaling is. You had a girl who was nice. She was sweet. She got along with everyone. She wasn't necessarily a problem. She did have a story of first love. The dude that taught her how to DJ, he treated her dirty, and she didn't go back to him in the end, and she learned to love herself. She opens up with her family and getting to learn more about her culture and about her heritage, and expressing that with her daily life when it comes to her outfit choices and her interests and all of that jazz. So much of the shit that y'all complain about with Never Have I Ever, it was fixed in Spin, but y'all didn't watch it. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I feel like part of the reason Spin got so much hate is because it's a part of the new Disney Channel. And I wouldn't necessarily Spin got hate. I do apologize for saying that. Spin didn't get hate. It couldn't get hate because y'all didn't even bother to look at it. A lot of people were like, oh, that, and then they didn't even click on it. Like, yes, I understand that the premise of it is a bit corny. It's literally about a girl who learns to DJ. I can understand why some people are like, but if you actually sat down and watch it, it's a very sweet story, and it's a very nice tale. I love this movie. It's visually stunning. The music is amazing. And I actually did get to learn some things about Indian culture. It was very nice to see. But I feel like because this is a part of new Disney Channel, that is why a lot of people didn't give it a chance, because a lot of new Disney live action properties, Disney Channel, people don't really pay too much attention to them because they're so stuck in the past. They're so stuck on the fact that they think their old movies and shows are so much better than what Disney puts out now, and that is absolutely fucking wrong. No, it is not that. It's not. Like, I even had to scream because I'm just so irritated with people constantly being so stuck in the past and so stuck in their childhood that they won't even bother to give these new properties a chance. And a lot of the shit that we had back in the day was not necessarily great when it came to the diversity department, because while we did have some diversity there, a lot of this shit was rooted in tokenism and a lot of it was rooted in stereotypes. Almost all of Kenny Ortega's works, with the exception of the Cheetah Girls 2, so much misogynoir and tokenism within those films. And I will be talking about that shit on another day of Disney December. I know the Kenny Ortega stands are not going to be happy with me on that factor right there. And I also feel like part of the reason why a lot of people who complain on the internet about like representation and whatnot, it also has to do with who the targeted audience is for. Spin was targeted audience was everyone. Like, people of all ages were able to view the movie. It was a family movie, family entertainment, but I noticed that family entertainment doesn't necessarily play a lot well when it comes to the subject of pop culture. And the only time I say family entertainment really plays well when it comes to pop culture would have to be with animation. I know, surprising. But when something is animated, a lot more people are able to go and look at it. And I low-key feel like if Spin was in more of the animation department, and if it was hand-drawn, I feel like more people may have given it a chance, because I notice when it comes to Disney properties nowadays, people are more likely to look at the animated things than they are to look at the live-action things. But we have this thing, this family-friendly movie that people of all ages can enjoy. I feel like that's what tore people away from it, because when we look at Never Have I Ever, it's a lot of profanity, it's a lot of sex humor in it, violence, weird shit, like, okay? Never Have I Ever fits into like the mold of what a lot of people tend to enjoy nowadays when it comes to their entertainment. And that's not necessarily a bad thing if that's what you like. Like, a lot of profanity, I cuss a lot, I get it. I put lots of cuss words within my works that I create. If you guys read my book, You're Not Crucial, you would know there was like 11 something cuss words in there, and fuck was the one that was probably said the most. I get it. I completely understand that, and a lot of people do find a lot of humor when it comes to sex humor. I can get an understanding of why so many people are geared towards more stuff like that, but it's just kind of frustrating because we had this cute, nice, wholesome movie about coming of age of an Indian girl, very beautiful, and it just got paid dust. And it's sad because I don't see nearly anyone talking about it. I don't see no people making GIF sets, people making stills, sharing the movie around, or all of that. Like, people just simply don't care about this movie, and it's y'all fault. It is y'all fault, because oftentimes when it comes to Disney, because I think Disney did a pretty decent job promoting the movie, because you know, when it comes to Strange World, I didn't see nobody promote it. I didn't see nobody promote it until people start talking about how Disney didn't promote it. That's the first time I heard about it. Spin, Disney actually promoted that shit. I actually saw ads for it when I was scrolling through my Instagram timeline. I saw ads for it when I was on YouTube. I saw ads for it when I was on TV on other channels. Disney actually did their part with promoting that film. Y'all just didn't show up. Y'all absolutely did not fucking show up. So until y'all sit down and actually show up for like the original new stuff that we are getting for non-black people of color, expect to see more of them pop up in reimaginings of works, or just take the Mandy Kaling stuff and shut up, because y'all are not gonna sit here and watch anything else that is being provided. Like, it just kind of frustrates me. I'm sorry, I'm kind of like all over the place right now, but I'm just like, y'all complain so much about Mindy Kaling, but please, she's gonna be the only one there. when it comes to South Asian creators within the entertainment industry if y'all don't go and check out the other people's stuff. Like, come on, y'all. Come on. Like, I want y'all to win. I want more stories about non-black people of color within American media. I think that is necessary, and I think it's very much important. But also, we have to watch these shows. We have to give them attention. We have to talk about them. We have to hype them up, or it's just better be another spin where it premiered once on Disney Channel. I think they premiered it another day, but I watched it the day it premiered, and then literally I hear nothing else about it ever again, and it's sad. 'Cause I work hard to get to this point in my life. I'm blowing up, so don't hate, just congratulate. The Powerpuff Girls will just blow your mind. Buttercup fight villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA, the Powerpuff Girls are just